This might be the hardest 2K to shoot in ever, but I have found the settings and method you need to start making shots more consistently in NBA 2K25. For all NBA 2K25 grinding, contact Rose NBA, links in description. Finally, I can green and make more consistently in NBA 2K25 MyTeam. That was the biggest thing I was struggling with in this 2K, and I know a lot of you were struggling with the same issues, but thankfully I have found the settings, I have found the methods on how you can shoot so much more consistently, and I'm so glad you found this video. So let's start it off by making sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on videos like this, because you found this video early. And that is amazing. If you find this, the earlier you find this video right here and start these methods, you are going to be an absolute sniper in literally just days, maybe weeks, but soon you are going to be ahead of the curve. Now, if you do want to win the Season 1 Pro Pass in NBA 2K25 MyTeam, I am giving it away to a bunch of my subscribers randomly. So if you're subscribed to this channel and following my social medias, I might just slide into your DMs and hook you up with the Season 1 Pro Pass. Now, one thing I do need to say to get it started, I'm not the type of person that dissects a new 2K. I made a video on how to be successful in MyTeam, and some of those are my tips, but I take tips from other creators. I'm not going to try and act as though that's not the case. There are some amazing people in the community that dissect the game. They trial and error things that honestly I don't want to. I'm not a trial and error type of guy. I would rather just someone else tell me what to do, which is basically why you're watching this video as well. You and I, we're not that different. So I want to give a shout out to Bio2K. I had a look at his shooting tutorial videos, and I want to give a shout out to AW, the president. I took a look at his video as well on how to shoot, and I got some great tips. And where with those guys' tips and a little bit of trial and error from me and a few changing things around, I think that I have found the easiest way to green shots in 2K25. First thing, go over to controller settings, and there's these stats right here where you want to turn to high risk, high reward. What that basically means is green or miss. And that might seem like it's going to be harder to make shots, but the more you keep shooting and the easier you're like finding that green window on cards, you are going to make basically every single shot, well, even if it's contested. That's why I don't know if you've been seeing clips on TikTok and everything, but the amount of people hitting crazy contested shots because they have high risk, high reward, and they're greening it. The computer built within 2K has no choice but to make that shot go in, because if you're hitting that green window every single time and you're good at that timing, it's going in every single time. So you want to change those to high risk, high reward, but what that also means is you're not going to be hitting whites. And if you don't know what whites is, it's basically slightly early, slightly late. That's what a white is. You're not going to be hitting those, but that's all right. We want to hit greens anyway. So make those high risk, high reward. And we have shot timing visual cue. So you want to set preferred animation cue to release the button during a shot. So you have jump, set, put, push, and release. Set point has been what I find to be the best stat, the best stat to use, and what multiple other people I have seen. Set point seems to be the one. Slightly early, user should release the button once the player has reached the set point of their jump shot. So it's an easy thing to notice when you're shooting with any player. When is the ball at that set point, that highest release point? So once you have those three stats done, they go hand in hand with this next step. If you go over to customize HUD, you want to go over to shot meter shots. Visibility for shots, you want to turn the jump shot meter off. Now you may prefer the jump shot meter, that's fine. You can use it, but you are not going to have as much success. It's always a bit of a tough pill to swallow. I'm the same every single new 2K, because you jump on a new 2K, it's like putting the training wheels on when you have that shot meter. It's like, I'm trying to figure this out, I need a shot meter. But once you turn that jump shot meter off and you get used to shooting, you are never turning it on for the rest of until 2K26, and you'll go through the same thing again where you put the training wheels back on, and then you need to break out of your shell and you need to turn that jump shot meter off and start greening shots way more consistently. So make sure visibility for shots is off. I mean, layups, that's up to you. I'm just gonna leave it on for now. I'm basically just worried about jump shots. Same with free throws. These right here can have the meter on. I don't think that's really gonna bother me personally, and if you're expert, turn them off. You might find more success there, but we're just mainly focusing on shooting mid-ranges, shooting the 3-point shots. So now all that is in play. Now what we're going to do now is I need to change the difficulty, because if the difficulty is on rookie, everything's going in. So I'm going to put it on, let's just put it on Hall of Fame. Let's make it as hard as possible. So now that we're shooting with the button, you're trying to find that green window. So we're on set point. So that's right there. Right there's that green spot, right almost there. Just trying to find that. Now, it's not bad. I keep shooting late right now. So there it is right there. So if we go to instant replay and just find, you're letting go of the ball. You're like trying to find right before their highest sort of peak in their jump. What's their highest point? So, which is like right there, I think that's it right there. So if that makes sense. So again, repetition is always going to be your best friend, no matter what you're shooting, no matter who you're shooting with, no matter what settings you got. Repetition is always going to be good. Now we're starting to green. The more I'm getting used to that, but we're not shooting early. We're shooting late more than anything. So that's definitely something I need to work on. But as you see, the more and more we get used to it, you see the whites aren't going in, whites aren't going to fall. It's going to be green or miss, but once we're used to it, that's money. But there is a different stat that I think is actually really good as well, that not many people seem to be talking about. If we go back over to controller settings, now we have set point. That is what people are talking about the most. Now, users should release the button once the player has reached the set point of their jumper. So once they're fully, like we were talking about, at that highest sort of point in their jump shot. But there's this right here, which is release. So you're releasing the ball way late. It says user should release the button as the ball leaves the fingertips of the player. I found this super easy to green wide open. So we're turned on right now. So if I shoot, that was me trying to shoot as a set point. That right there is, see how it's saying very early now? I'm not going to hit those shots. The ball has to just leave the fingertips and it's green. I find it insanely easy to green shooting it like that. Now I don't know what it's like when it comes to contested shots, but let me tell you, man, the wide opens, I don't know if you can freaking miss these as I miss a shot, but I've been finding that a super easy way to green shots. It could definitely be tricky using a new card, not knowing how that player shoots, but this has just been something not many people are talking about, but is insanely easy to green in my opinion. Now I think most people are gonna prefer set point, so I'm gonna leave it on that for the remainder of this video, but just take a look at release, see if that's something you can work with. So if we go over to controls right now, right here is all the ways you can shoot. You're not turning anything on right here. This is just, you can shoot any type of way you want. We have this new one right here, rhythm shooting. This is new to 2K25, and it basically explains move and hold the right analog stick straight down, then move and hold the right analog stick up to match the speed of the jump shot as the shooter releases the ball. So your right analog stick is basically the shooting motion of the flick of the wrist. When you flick the wrist, that's when you're flicking sort of the right analog stick. Now, one thing when it comes to rhythm shooting is some players are just easier to use than others. Now you might have to be like, all right, I have LeBron James, he is a great rhythm shooter, so if I try this method with him, bang, just like that, it is an easy green. But you basically have two things you need to green, which definitely makes it harder, but especially with that high risk, high reward, if you get it down pat, you're never missing a shot. Like you see this LeBron right now, how much we're greening. Of course I miss after I say that, but this is just, it's a new shooting and it can definitely be the meta if you get really good at it. It may not work for everyone, for every person trying this, for every card you might not have, but it's definitely, like if I have a LeBron on my team, if he's open for three, this is how I think I'm gonna be shooting with LeBron, because it just seems, once you get a rhythm going as well, pun intended, like it is called rhythm shooting, but once you get used to it, it just seems like why would I shoot any other way? It just seems so easy. But as you can see, I'm not totally used to it, but I'm getting better and better the more I use it. And like I said earlier, repetitions is going to be your best friend. The more you keep shooting, the more you like change your stats and you figure out how you want to shoot, and the more you keep on doing it, you're just going to become such an elite shooter. And the fact that it's still only early, like by the time it comes Christmas, for Christmas you're going to be getting buckets. I promise you that much. If you keep shooting like this, you are getting buckets for Christmas. Now again, for rhythm shooting, you do not need to change your stat. So I can shoot like this with LeBron when he gets wide open, but then I'm shooting the rock over to T-Mac and I'm using square for him. I'm not using rhythm shooter. I mean, I possibly could, but like I said, it just doesn't work. It doesn't really work for everyone. For T-Mac, I like shooting with the button. That just goes in for me more. You need to know your players, and there is a lot more. I feel like when it comes to shooting, there's a lot more you need to know and learn about in this 2K, but the more you learn, the more you know, the more you are going to benefit in this 2K, I promise you. But that is the best way to do it. And when it comes to shooting, there's no questions. The hardest thing with shooting is playing park. The delay is crazy, but this should most definitely help you out, especially getting rid of the jump shot. I think that'll probably be one of the things that helps you the most when you're playing park. You're not watching that meter, because it is a bit of a strange meter. It is definitely tricky to try and time the jump shot meter in park, and when it comes to that crazy type of delay, every single millisecond is going to count. Every millisecond you are late or early is going to cost you. So this should help you hit so many more shots when you're playing park. But it is going to conclude this video. I hope it helps you out. Actually, no, I know it's going to help you out. This 1000% will help you out. Get in freestyle, try it out. Don't think you shouldn't use this mode. Use this mode to practice 100%. It can help you out. That's what I'm doing, and I'm becoming a much better shooter in just a couple of hours. You know, like I'm only going to get better and better. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next upload. It's been witnessed.